Raises. Employees can expect 4% increases on average in 2024, and the time to ask for yours is now. Executive coach Liz Bentley joins us with a step-by-step guide to increase your pay and earn what you are worth. She is the founder and president of Liz Bentley Associates. Good morning, Liz. Great to see you.
Good morning, Mary. So great to see you. And what a great topic this morning.
So talking about salary really can be difficult for some employees. Why is it so uncomfortable and intimidating for some?
It is so stressful to ask for a raise, and we talk about this all the time in coaching. And we talk about both sides, Mary. We are talking to the employers who are giving the raises and the employees who are asking. So we see both sides of the coin. It's stressful for the employee to ask for a raise, first of all, because it's creating a conflict. And most of us are uncomfortable with conflict. We're asking for something that's not exactly happening and pushing people to get into an uncomfortable space. So for starters, that is what makes it hard. The second thing is, for most people, it's really hard to talk about money. And then the third reason is because we have to establish our value. We're really saying, hey, I think my value is this, and we're pushing up against them to be recognized for that value.
So we're weeks away from the end of the year. Why is it so important to meet with your boss right now?
Well, you want to what we call front run it, right? You want to get in front of it a little bit in advance. Your boss right now is budgeting for the upcoming year. They're thinking about how bonuses, they're thinking about raises, they're thinking about the bandwidth of money that they have to spend and how they're going to spend it. If you get in front of it right now and you start asking for that raise, they can get you in their head thinking about how they want to position you in the company, what your future looks like, the projects that you've been working on. You can be talking about your year and what your results have been, what you've accomplished. So it's a good time to get them thinking about you and thinking about how you're positioning yourself for your future.
All right, so what's the best way to actually approach that conversation? How do we start?
Well, first thing, you got to do your research. You got to do your homework before you get there. Know what the income is for your industry, for your job, for your pay in general. Now, obviously that varies depending on companies and the size and the industry, et cetera. But try to have a benchmark so you can understand, are you at the right pay? Are you beneath it? Or you might even be above it and still asking for a raise because of what you've been doing and how you've been moving the company forward. Second thing you should do is really role play and practice. Because if you're nervous about it, you should practice with someone who can kind of pretend to be your boss and poke holes in what you're saying so that you can go in very confident and have thought of all the objections you might face.
That's just such great advice. So if 4% is average for 2024, should you ask for a little bit more?
Again, it all goes back to value. So, Mary, I see both sides of this with employers. I see people who ask for a raise and the boss says, wow, we can't afford to lose them. They have done an amazing job this year and they deserve it. And we need to bump them and give them more, and because it's so critical. And I've seen it the other side where they've been giving the person negative feedback. They've been saying you haven't really been doing your job, and then it puts you in a worse position. So the most important thing is that you look in the mirror and say, hey, how have I really done this year? And if you think you have done above and beyond and you are really, not only pulling your weight, but putting big points on the board, then you should go for it and ask for more. One thing I would say to be aware of is be prepared for a rejection.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you, because if your boss does turn you down, what should be your next move?
Well, first of all, again, so in the preparation of asking, be prepared for them to say no so that you can right then and there have your, let's call it, comeback. So you can say, okay, so ask why, ask what it will take to get to the level you want to get to, ask for some specifics so you can kind of imagine what you will look like, what are the skills you need, what are the results they're looking for, what do they need for you to really get to that level, and so and that pay that you really want to be achieving. So push them to give you perspective and even a timeline, like by when would you want to see this happening, and that will maybe the best thing that will come out of it is you'll get some great feedback.
Well, such good information for us today. Liz Bentley, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you, Mary.
And every Tuesday, Liz shares career tips on her social platforms. And for more information, you can go to our website, cbsnewyork.com.